Alright, I think we're live. I'm gonna double check our thing real quick. I'm still new to all this whole live thing. But yeah, we're gonna see real
It doesn't
quick.
sound like your mic is connected.
Yeah, I think it's connected.
I'm getting like the echoey sound like we got the first time we tried this.
Oh shit. Damn. Are you sure? Because I think the mic's connected.
Yeah, I'm hearing it doesn't sound as clear as it usually sounds.
Here, let me go to my thing then. Sheer plus. Better now? Is that better?
Talk?
Yep, what's going on? Good?
Not
No?
really, but I mean I can hear you if you want to just say fuck it.
How
Fuck
about how
you.
about this? Better now?
A little bit.
Oh well, alright. That's how it'll be. I can hear myself just fine, but okay, so just want to make sure that we're live here.
We are the most professional YouTube broadcasters in the fucking game, man. Nobody can touch us.
Yes, we are. Oh, look at that. Yay, we are actually live. Okay. Okay, sweet. So we are live. Perfect. Let's let some people get in. But what is going on? We are wrestling maniacs out there worldwide. It's the best one. Donnie here with...
What's going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. Donnie's co-host for the We Are Wrestling Talk Show, and we're here to talk about some AEW Dynamite because, like somebody mentioned in my stream, because I do watch alongs for those of you that don't know, somebody said that, and this particular person I'm talking about, isn't particularly a fan of AEW too much. He does a lot of critiquing, but he said the show was flawless, man. So I mean, that's pretty much says a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But hey, if you're not We Are Wrestling Maniac yet, the best way to support the channel is by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know the grind is real. And if you're really not a part of the thousands of subscribers, definitely recommend you guys to join us because we are wrestling fans just like you guys. And we're here to, review AEW Dynamite. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you, man. I've been looking forward to this all week. I just gotta let you know.
Yes, me too. I'm very excited about this review. I'm very excited about the show. I did see some cons and I did see some pros. That was very happy. But hopefully, during this review, the pros can outweigh the cons. But there is some criticisms that I do have for this show.
Well, do you want to get into the criticisms before we actually get into the review, or do you want to wait and go as we go along?
I'm gonna keep it a little bit short and sweet because we're gonna go right in order from start to finish. Usually with We Are Wrestling Talk Show, we usually cover everything from the matches to the promos, the vignettes, the backstage segments, all of it. That's what we cover here on the AEW Dynamite reviews every Wednesday, usually around 10 to 10:30 range, usually because it all depends on how long it takes me to get these reactions out. But a couple of the criticisms that I had was I felt like there's way too many friggin' backstage promos. It was absolutely friggin' nuts. It's just getting a little bit repetitive at this point. And another thing, I was really not a fan of Adam Page's promo in the ring.
You weren't, dude?
I was not a fan of it. He had some good parts in there, but it wasn't the worst thing he's done. But I'm not really that much of a fan of it compared to CM Punk's promo.
That was one of his better promos, I have to say. I really enjoyed it. I liked the intensity in his voice. It hyped me up for the match or whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like they're doing good, building up this match or whatever.
I think it's not the fact that like his promo is bad. I think it's just the fact that like it's like what Ben said recently on the We Are Wrestling Talk Show. It's like with Hangman Adam Page, it's like he had all of this momentum going for the World Championship, and like everybody was just like there. But then it's like AEW with the way that they booked him, I felt like they just, put themselves in a corner, and it's like very repetitive, which is why I'm hoping Adam Page does turn heel.
I can see where you're coming from.
If they keep him as champion, though, of course.
I can
But
part of me can definitely see where you're coming from, but like I said, man, I like the intensity that it was in his voice or whatever. I like how they're individually trying to build up this match and get the excitement there. Last week it was Punk because Paige wasn't there. This week it was Paige because Punk wasn't there. So I like that they're doing their part individually instead of having to be in the same building at the same time. But
yes,
it's
I
still
do like that part
it's
of it.
still getting the excitement there. I'm looking May 29th, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, do not get me wrong. That main event I am looking forward to. I don't want people thinking that I'm not looking forward to it because I'm not really big on Adam Page right now. I
Yeah.
am very excited for this match. Just want to put that out there. But let's start off with AEW, of course. They don't do segments anymore with the opening of the show. They always want to put on a great match, and I think that's what they did here. We had Jeff Hardy versus Bobby Fish.
Yeah, man. Owen Hart qualifying match. I mean, when it comes to like, other promotions or whatever that we watch, WWE and stuff like that, it's pretty much easy to dictate which direction they're gonna go with the story. I had no idea because both Jeff Hardy as well as Bobby Fish, they both have a lot of momentum going into this match. Bobby Fish with Undisputed Elite, Jeff Hardy, debuting and on Dynamite, and then teaming up with the Hardys, whatever. He's had a lot of momentum as well. I didn't know which way they were gonna go with this. I did say because I'm a Hardy fanboy, man. I've been a fan of the Hardys since '98. So I had to go with Jeff to pull out a victory. That, and I definitely know I'm not the only one. I want to see Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy, which we get next week.
Yes.
Jeff Hardy did qualify. He did win the match, and we had a stare off between the
Wish that
Hardys
was a
and the Young
pay-per-view
Bucks.
match, man. I wish that was on Double or Nothing. Like, I wish they were going a little bit slower with the tournament, man, because I'm not going to lie to you, that's a pay-per-view match I would love to see is Darby versus Jeff. But hey, if we're getting on free television, I ain't going to complain about that.
I will say before you get into your critiques about this match, whatever, it did look a little like slow at times. Jeff Hardy, especially like against somebody like Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish, he has. I said it in my watch along. He has sort of like that kickboxing kind of style when it comes to wrestling, kind of like Malachi Black has. His educated
Strong
feet go.
style.
Yep, his educated feet go crazy sometimes. And it did look Jeff Hardy. You could definitely tell his age. He was a little slow in the ring or whatever. But outside of that, I'm glad Hardy won. Next week we get Darby Allin versus Jeff, a dream match. Some people would say. I don't know how Jeff is gonna fare because Darby Allin, he's a young kid or whatever. He does do a lot of death-defying leaps, just like Jeff does. But I mean, Jeff can't do the same shit that he did, when he was 23 years old.
I'm
Now,
not going to lie to you, man. I actually am low-key rooting for Darby in this match. Like, that would be such a huge win for him in his career, and I feel like he needs that right now in his career.
Yeah, and a lot of people are forgetting this, right? And I don't even think we've mentioned it. There's not many people on an active roster today that actually still compete that have faced Owen Hart one-on-one. Jeff Hardy's one of the few people that have. He jobbed to Owen
Yes.
Hart back in, the old WWE,
Ha,
WWF days.
96.
You know what
Everybody's
I mean?
favorite year of wrestling.
Yeah, so I mean, Jeff Hardy, he actually was around when Owen Hart was around or whatever. Does that sort of give him somewhat of an advantage? I don't know, but I
Hey,
mean, it's
maybe.
cool. It's cool to think about.
Yeah. So my overall thoughts on that, since I got my handy dandy notes right here. So here's what I had. The thing I really loved too in this match was Jeff Hardy, like the tribute to Owen Hart, wearing the all pink. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that in honor of him. He did that because of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, I did love how they did tease Darby and Jeff before it was supposed to happen. They had Darby and Sting up in the rafters, which I really like because it kind of builds that tension between Darby and whoever he's, watching. And then, like, us fans, are like, oh my God, like, this is a dream match that we want to see so bad.
Yep.
And I thought overall this match was great. I was very happy with the opening match. I really think that was very smart of them to put us in that situation where it was like, yeah, probably a lot of us thought Jeff was going to win. But let's be honest here. It really could have gone both ways in this situation because think about it. Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole are both in this tournament. So, like, wouldn't it make sense if the third member was in it as well?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That
he had
is
a lot
great
of
booking on Tony Khan.
he had a lot of momentum going into the match or whatever. So you really couldn't, like, you as a fan, you couldn't dictate which direction they were going to go with it.
And the thing I liked too a lot was the tension with the Young Bucks and the Hardys. Because you know that's coming. And I think that's a great way. That was a great way to do it. Not have them do anything to each other. Let them get that stare down. So it's like if they wrestle a few months from now, they're going to show that part in their vignette.
Yeah, a lot of people are forgetting that the Hardys and the Young Bucks have a long history together. They've been, on and off since 2012, 2013 or whatever. They
Ring
did a
of
lot
Honor,
of
Northeast
Ring of
Wrestling.
Honor.
They have wrestled all over the place.
The only place they haven't wrestled is like, a national television wrestling show or whatever. So, I mean, is that what they're sort of setting up to have happen? Because
I think down the line it's going to happen.
What if it happens at Double or Nothing?
Hey, I mean, we know.
We know Jeff Hardy's not going to be qualifying. He's not going to. I don't think he's going to be beating Darby Allin or whatever.
Oh, we're going to get into the Owen Hart tournament, man. We're definitely going to talk about that. I don't know if we should talk about it on here or if we should, maybe talk about it on
part of the show.
Wrestling.
It's part of the
yeah.
It's part of the show, so we have to break down everything. You know what I mean?
I agree, man.
But I don't want to say he's not. If Jeff Hardy doesn't qualify next week, that pretty much opens the door to him and Matt being free for Double or Nothing. Could we possibly be seeing the Hardys and the Young Bucks tag team match?
You never know, honestly. And I really think like building the tension is great for long-term booking, obviously, because both of these tag teams are, known as the best in their eras. Like right now, the Young Bucks, well, maybe not right now, but for the last few years, the Young Bucks have been the best tag team in professional wrestling. The Hardys, for years, was running circles around the tag team division. And I really think that this is a great pay-per-view match that they have to save for a pay-per-view easily.
I couldn't think of a bigger show than Double or Nothing to have this shit match.
Or All Out, man. Build it for All Out, too. That's their WrestleMania.
There's a possibility for that, too.
Yeah, but hey, you never know. But moving on now to the next thing, which this one I was so happy about. Like, this was one of my highlights of the night. William Regal's Blackpool Combat Club vignette. That was hands down 10 out of 10. That was one of my highlights of the night.
William Regal, man, he's a legend. He knows how to speak. He knows how to get his, whether it's being emotional, whether it's being, just intensifying the situation. He definitely knows how to, invoke emotion from the crowd.
But that's the thing, like, usually during my reactions, I give my commentary on stuff, and with William Regal, man, I was speechless. I was sitting there just connected to William Regal in that promo. I loved every second of it. They were training, Wheeler Yuta getting the shit end of it, but building that toughness. I loved every second of that promo. The shots looked amazing. I love vignettes, and I wish that they would cut some of these freaking promos and do more of these, or even like what they do on the YouTube channel the night before Dynamite with the Control Center and stuff. Because those video packages that AEW puts on are seriously some of the most underrated packages out there. Like if you do not go on YouTube and you only watch stuff on TV, you don't see this good stuff. And I feel like they could definitely be substituting a lot of these promos that they're doing backstage crap with this.
Exactly.
This was amazing. This is how you build a faction. What they're doing with the Blackpool Combat Club is right now 10 out of 10. It's amazing. I had my doubts with the tag team of Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley in the beginning. With William Regal came in, I was like, all those doubts went right to the side.
I told you it was going to be a good thing to happen, man. You just, you had to have the slow build to it, and you had to have it all make sense. I said this on my watch along, man, during the trios tag.
Ooh, that's what we're going to get into next.
I can't think of another team that is able to beat the Blackpool Combat Club. They're just like the intensity, they're you can definitely tell they train together or whatever. They know each other's movements. You know what I mean? This is the second week in a row that we saw Bryan Danielson doing a move or whatever. And then you see Moxley and Yuta take out the other guys or whatever. And they're just so in sync with each other. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing, man. That's the thing, man. I'm sorry for interrupting, but that's the thing with William Regal, man. If you got William Regal, one of the most professional wrestlers out there, you better be in sync. Because if not, William Regal's going to slap you right across your freaking face and you're going to smile.
And I don't know if I'm the only one. I haven't heard anybody mention this or whatever. But whenever William Regal is on commentary and DFL football, we want Enzo. Hey, man, will we ever see Enzo on TV again?
I would love to see Enzo on TV again. Definitely. I'm sure my girlfriend definitely would too. She loves watching Enzo at Northeast Wrestling.
Possibly. But as far as William Regal, I love when he's on commentary. And it just almost seems like he has like a close relationship with Wheeler Yuta or whatever. He's trying to be like that
mentor, and that's what Wheeler Yuta needs.
Exactly.
That's why he's so over.
It'll bring out his potential. But I feel like it says a lot whenever William Regal, whenever Blackpool Combat Club, they choke out their opponents or whatever, and they tap and they finally win the match. And you hear William Regal on commentary. Good day, gentlemen. Like as if like his, I don't know.
Love it. It's so imitating. Like I don't want the smoke from friggin' William Regal. Hell no. And like I also like to every time he goes on commentary, like he says Shivani, and then he goes Taz, and then he goes the guy in the mask. I love how he doesn't call Excalibur. He calls him the guy in the mask. I love it.
I can't stand Excalibur.
I can't either. Trust me, I can't either.
I feel like Dynamite would be better without him on it.
Well, his voice is fine. Like I'm starting to get used to it, but like that's that mask. Why? Like it looks so unprofessional having a guy wear a mask on commentary. I get he was a luchador in friggin' bingo halls and gyms for years, but this is AEW. This is on national television.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely hear that, but
yes. So now with the trios match, what were your thoughts on that with Blackpool Combat Club versus Butcher Blade and Angelico?
It's Angelico, man.
Angelica. I don't give a shit.
Angelica is from Rugrats, you bitch.
I love Rugrats.
Do y'all think Hangman turned heel? We're
gonna get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. As far as the trios match, I really liked it. I like how at first Blackpool Combat Club, it seems like in almost every single match, right? They start off, getting their ass beat, and then they finally, pick up momentum. It's almost like they get strength from getting beat up or feeling pain. You know what? Do you feel that same way?
Oh, yeah. They literally in the vignette, it showed itself. Wheeler Yuta's getting his ass beat. Next minute, friggin' he snaps at Mox and Danielson. I love this whole Blackpool Combat Club. It's one of the things that's definitely making the most sense right now. And I thought this trios match was pretty cool. I think, Angelica definitely showed some agility and some gymnastics. I thought that was really cool, which, unfortunately, his other friggin' lime green partner is not a part of All Elite Wrestling anymore. But maybe for the best. But Butcher and Blade, I always like them. They're very underrated. But it's unfortunate that they just always keep losing.
I feel like they need to get away from Andrade's family office. It's not accomplishing anything. It's not doing anything. It's pretty much, I feel like they're sort of there to eat up time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what it just feels like.
I definitely agree with that. And it sucks because Butcher and Blade, I think, are so underrated. Especially like when they first came with AEW with MJF bringing them in, like they were booked really well. They're putting on solid tag team matches. And now it's just like, I feel like they're just a filler, and it kind of sucks because they are a really cool traditional tag team.
I love Butcher and Blade, man. They like I grew up in like a biker family. Like, my mom was a biker, my dad's a biker, my uncles, my cousins. And they kind of have like that like old school biker look, especially Butcher. You know what I mean? He's got like the handlebar mustache, he's got,
I love
the
it.
shaggy hair, whatever, the tattoos. I just like his look. Now I feel like if they really built him up to be, a hellacious tag team away from Andrade's family office, I feel like they'd be more successful.
Yes, they could be a solid mid-card tag team in the future. But moving on now to the next thing, one of our 1,000 backstage segments. Ricky Starks and, Powerhouse Hobbs, they got an interview with Shivani, which, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian, interrupted them.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I just want to put this out there. Luchasaurus should not be talking at all when he goes, "Yeah!" I just laugh. I can't help it. It's not imitating. I can't take it serious. He's so good in the ring, though.
It's not imitating. You mean intimidating?
Intimidating.
Yeah, I can definitely do without Luchasaurus and like the mask, or whatever. I hope at some point, he changes up his gimmick because the dude is extremely talented, but I feel like
he's
a
good.
lot of people
But
a lot of people
like,
don't take him serious.
He can keep the mask, just don't talk on the freaking microphone.
I don't even think
Yeah!
I don't even think he needs the mask. You know what I mean? Or at least like a different. If you want to wear a mask, fine. But we're like, do something else, man. You're a grown man dressed as a fucking dinosaur. Like, nobody's gonna take that serious.
I don't mind the look.
I do, motherfucker.
Just do not freaking go nah in the promo. Just as long as you don't do that, you're fine.
I thought Ricky Starks was gonna fucking smack him in the head.
And also, with the FTW championship, I love how they were talking about like how useless the championship was, as we already didn't know that already.
It's one of the most useless titles in professional wrestling, in my own opinion. Because Ricky Starks,
I think the 24/7 championship has more value than that. I'm sorry to say it.
The 24/7 title gets defended more than the FTW title. When was the last time
it has a little bit more prestigious than the FTW championship?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Even Zack Ryder's Internet Championship has more prestigious than that.
Definitely. So in the promo, Jungle Boy pretty much was like, look, all right, you guys want a shot at the AEW tag titles. Well, I want a shot at your FTW title first. And then obviously they did joke around about how he doesn't defend the title and stuff like that.
Which is true.
Yeah. So next week we are getting Jungle Boy versus Ricky Starks for the FTW title. And then I'm thinking maybe at Double or Nothing, they're gonna finally put the titles on the line. To be honest, I would not be upset if Jurassic
Hey, hold on one second. I'm sorry for interrupting. What's going on, Chaz? I see you in the chat.
Charles Smith, what's going on, man?
All right, back to what you're saying. I had to say what's up.
I would not mind having Jurassic Express lose the tag titles to Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. I would not mind it. They won the titles against the Lucha Brothers back in December. They had a good title run. We're in May. I feel it's time, I'm not saying just hand them the titles, whatever. Have like a one hell of a match, whatever. Winner, the winner takes them. But I definitely would put the titles on Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs.
No.
You wouldn't?
No. What I want to happen, all right, let this be a Rampage or Dynamite match for the tag belts. And let's get FTR to win the championships now. Or Red Dragon. That's what I want to see. Hey,
listen to me. A fatal 4-way tag team match for the tag team titles.
Hey, and that's a great way because they have so many freaking tag teams.
Ladder match.
Ooh, hey,
that's a pay-per-view worthy. That's a pay-per-view worthy match.
Yep, and then FTR can win the titles hopefully. Or Red Dragon. I would not mind Red Dragon.
I feel like with those 4 teams, I mean, anything can go at that point.
Not much, bro. Great to see the live thing. Yes, sir.
I'll take.
We are live every
I
Wednesday
I,
after AEW Dynamite, about a half hour after it.
I take credit because I'm the one that brought this idea to Donnie.
Yes, shout out to Danny for that, because that's all you literally do with your time is do live streams on Danny H Vlogs, which, hey, if you want to watch along with Danny, and maybe sometimes I pop in there and, I bust his balls, definitely go listen to the live chat. Oh, hold up. So DFL football. Do you think Matt Cardona will return from Impact? That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough because right now Matt Cardona has so much momentum going on in the independent scene right now. I personally think he will not return to Impact unless he gets a big money deal from them. And I think with the next step in his career, I could definitely see him, maybe actually going to AEW. And really this time though, getting a big push.
Did you hear what Matt Cardona did?
What did he do?
He took a picture. He sent a picture of him with all his titles and
Yes,
sent it
I
to Vince
heard that.
McMahon.
I love that. That's great. And I
And
guess he was the one. He was the one that actually convinced Cody Rhodes to go back to WWE as well, which is pretty surprising. Which I could see that happening in the future with him, unless he's.
I wouldn't see Matt Cardona go to Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling, they have a lot of issues. They do have a hell of a roster. They have a lot of people there that are big time names, but the management for Impact absolutely fucking sucks, man.
Scott D'Amore.
That dude needs to fucking be put in a broom closet and locked up.
That man needs to get lifted off on a hot air balloon.
Like, how can you have all this talent, man? All the talent that you do have, and not have a legitimate TV deal? No, I don't know. I still don't know
No,
anybody that
here's
has
their
access to TV.
problem. I always say this. It's access TV because none of us have access to it. That's the problem with Impact. It's sad. It really sucks because their roster is so freaking talented. But how the fuck can I watch it on Access TV where none of us have access to it? And I'm not going to subscribe to fucking Impact Plus because I heard that thing crashes every other day. Screw that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think definitely Matt Cardona, if he is going to go to AEW, I think he definitely needs to bring Chelsea Green with him and Brian Myers. I think doing the major player tag team thing is working really well right now. And at times, they can have Hornswoggle with him because he's like a part of the crew. And Smart Mark also, they can definitely eventually do something with.
Who we're going to be seeing this Saturday
at Zombie Hideout. And I don't think he's going to be at Blitzkrieg, though. But we are going to be going to Blitzkrieg Pro and Zombie Hideout on Saturday. We got a productive Saturday coming up. But now we're getting a little off track here. We love that we are Wrestling Maniacs, so keep commenting. Let us if you guys have questions or anything.
We want these streams to be interactive.
Yes, sir.
To be interactive, man.
So now moving on to another backstage segment because of course you get a commercial and then you have to get another backstage segment. Swerve and Keith Lee backstage segment.
Bro, I love this. I love this this team that they formed.
Yeah, I like the pairing. That's I didn't really care too much about the promo that much, but I like the pairing so far, so I'm not gonna complain.
The promo was very generic. I will admit that. I love the fact I love Keith Lee and Swerve Scott together because they're so opposite, but yet they work. There's such a cohesive unit in the ring. I love it, man.
It's just one of those odd pairs that actually work.
I know.
DFL football. How do you feel about Hook? I'm just going to leave it short and sweet. I love Hook. Love his potato chips. I love freaking his hair. I love his gear. I love, his in-ring work. I love Hook.
He has the same mentality as his dad back in the day. Remember when Taz first came into WWE or whatever and he wrestled Kurt Angle? He went out there, beat his ass, and then just walked right back to the back. Didn't acknowledge anybody or didn't do nothing. He went there, did his business, got the fuck out, man.
But here's the thing I like about the Hook thing. So far since the beginning of his booking, it's been slow, long term, and it's very smooth because they're not exposing his weaknesses right now, and that is a good thing because while he's looking great on TV, he can still work on those weaknesses. Like literally, he literally said words a couple weeks ago for the first time.
Yeah.
This is what I like. I like how they're going very slow with Hook, and it's very entertaining. I really like the stuff that he's doing with Danhausen. I think we're really getting to see not just the wrestler Hook, but the personality, which is very important in the wrestling business.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he was trained by his dad too. He did some training with his dad or whatever because he does a lot of suplexes, and that's like, you
Oh yeah,
know,
submissions.
mm-hmm.
So now, moving on to a match now, we had Wardlow versus MJF's mystery partner. And
And he's
that
7 feet
guy,
tall, and
he's
you
7 feet
can't
tall.
teach that.
Remind you, he's never taken an L in his life. Big Cass.
W.
William
Morrissey, man.
Morrissey. That's right. He made his AEW debut. This is his first, big television match since, leaving WWE. So what were your thoughts on this match?
I actually really liked it, and I'm really happy. Like, even though like we all knew that Wardlow was gonna win or whatever, because it's the story about Wardlow and MJF or whatever. So you had to, in order for the storyline to make sense, you had to have Wardlow get the W for this. But I'm really happy that they allowed Morrissey to shine. Like for the majority of the match, dude, he beat the hell out of Wardlow. He showed what he's capable of doing, man.
Yes, and that's the thing I really liked about it. Like, he definitely made Morrissey look really good in there. And the best thing about this whole thing is, not like the match, but the fact that Big Cass, got this opportunity because when he left WWE, he really went down a wrong path. He had lots of demons and,
Yep.
dealt with drugs and alcohol. And man, I'm telling you, with friggin' seeing him, being in the worst shape of his life to now in the best shape of his life, very mentally strong, physically strong, and getting this opportunity to be on Dynamite. So happy for the guy because when I met him, he was one of the nicest wrestlers I got to meet.
And I love how when he was beating up Wardlow on the outside, everybody was chanting, "We want Enzo," and he was mimicking Enzo's the little skip run or whatever that he does, and he pretty much
Great
went
way to
like,
go
"Fuck
picture to
you."
picture.
He was
Yeah,
like,
that was
"No,
a
we
great
don't," and he
way.
was telling everybody, "Shut the fuck up," showing his heel side or whatever. And when he did that, dude, on my stream, I was like, "That's kind of funny because they were just teaming up like 4 weeks ago."
Yeah. But yeah, so like overall for me, I thought that this was a great match. Morrissey looked great. I love the outcome of Wardlow getting one power bomb actually on him. That was a really good thing. And one thing I really took out of this, and I think a lot of people aren't really talking about this because they're more invested in the Wardlow MJF thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if Morrissey was MJF's bodyguard down the line? Because
I
think
can see
about
that.
it. I have a valid reason here. They are both from friggin' Long Island, New York. Well, I think Big Cass is Queens, New York, but it's about the same. And like think about it, like Shawn Michaels had Diesel through the years. And I think, pretty much like MJF has a 7 foot tall guy over a guy with a friggin' mohawk with a friggin' steel chair, I think is gonna be a little bit more imitating, and it could definitely push Big Cass.
There's
That would
one
be a
person.
nice pairing, I think.
There's one person that everybody's speculating on being back with MJF, and
Ooh.
probably not somebody that you would think about. Stokely Hathaway.
Huh?
Stokely Hathaway.
Who's that?
Malcolm Bivens.
Oh, Limitless Wrestling. Yes.
He does.
Yes.
He was with MJF on the Indies.
Yep. Limitless Wrestling, man. I did see that. Also, too, there's something too I also wanted to let you know too. So remember that guy that fought Killer Cross, Richard Holiday?
Mm-hmm.
So I bet you didn't know this, but before AEW, MJF was a part of MLW, and he was actually in a faction with Richard Holiday and this other guy, Alex Hammerstone, and they were called the Dynasty.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man, it's freaking nuts. But
Jeff Hardy versus Darby for the Owen Hart Foundation. Is MJF the best heel
whew.
in wrestling? Yes, man.
Okay, obviously MJF being the best heel in wrestling, like there's a simple answer. Obviously,
He
MJF, in my
fucking
opinion,
lives it, man.
I'm as crazy as I sound, and I say this all the time. MJF is the best right now. Period.
He's the
He's the
best
best right
heel.
now. I
I
just think he's the
mean,
best. Period. I think.
you don't see Roman Reigns going and fucking talking shit to people in wheelchairs and little girls and this and that. Just him, like, being that character all the time. You know what I mean?
Not straight up. MJF is the GOAT, like hands down. Literally, is the character inside and outside the ring. I think he's the best wrestler that can literally do strong style, technical, whatever it is. Like he always mashes. And why is it that every freaking rivalry that goes on, MJF always has the best rivalry? I think this whole Wardlow and his feud, I think is the best thing on AEW right now. Call me crazy.
I definitely understand where you're coming from. Do I think it's the best thing? No. But everybody's gonna have different opinions about what they like.
Mhm.
But overall,
I'm more
AEW.
invested in MJF and Wardlow than I am with Hangman and CM Punk.
Oh,
The storyline wise.
yeah.
Storyline wise, not the match. Storyline wise.
Hey, I was about to say,
Woo,
man.
I stopped myself there. Okay, I didn't want you slapping me.
I was gonna have to come to your house and bitch slap you, man.
Damn. But yeah, Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin. I think that's like the match I think everybody's the most excited about in this tournament, hands down.
Since this Jeff Hardy and Bobby Fish match got announced last week, everybody's been like, "Oh my god, if Jeff qualifies, he gets to finally face Darby Allin in a one-on-one match."
That was my reaction to it. Yes, absolutely.
What was the best MJF rivalry? For me, it has to be him with CM Punk. But before people question me on that, everybody has to know, and it's no secret, I say it every week. I didn't start watching AEW religiously and like weekly till September of 2021. So I didn't watch from the very early stages or whatever. I would like peek in and see what was going on or whatever, but I wouldn't watch it like every single week. So I'm gonna let Donnie
yes, AEW since day one, baby. So what was the best MJF rivalry? Damn.
Fill me in because I'm gonna have to go back.
Seriously, the best rivalry MJF has had in AEW, and I think this is the best rivalry in all Elite Wrestling history. It's got to be MJF and CM Punk easily, but very close. Number 2 is a rivalry that happened with MJF and Cody Rhodes. That was a freaking insane rivalry. The belt lashes, the MJF coming at Cody for stuttering, like the whole thing on the cruise. Like in general, that was a great storytelling with MJF and Cody.
I did watch because I watched the clip on YouTube of him lashing Cody Rhodes with a belt. I think it was like 10 times or whatever. And if he was willing to take
emotional, man.
he would be able to get a match with MJF. So I did remember seeing that. I haven't seen like a lot of the other stuff or whatever, but I'm definitely gonna have to go back and check out the
that whole rivalry, man, where MJF, was Cody's best friend, and then next thing you know, at Full Gear, when Cody, if he loses, he can't go for the World Championship. Friggin' Jericho, wins against Cody because MJF turns on Cody. Mm-hmm. And that's what really started the feud. And I thought that, it's definitely number 2 in my book, but number 1, it will always be CM Punk and MJF. Like the story that they told, literally they had everybody on their palms. Your eyes were glued when they were on the TV. It was the best segment, best match that would be on, TV easily.
Damn, man.
But
we'll answer the rest of the questions after the review. Let's get through this.
All right. So now moving on to another backstage segment here, which I would rather be answering this question than this backstage segment. Ruby Soho, Toni Storm, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, same shit. I think this is like the 4th week in a row. My opinion, I'm excited for the match. Finally, after 4 weeks of horrible backstage segments, I can care less about this whole backstage segment. I love Toni Storm. I love Britt Baker. I love these women. They're great. But this is just lazy booking, just to fill time.
I guess, but I love it because they get showcased on TV without having to worry about because it's either this or they get put in a fucking 2-minute match, and guess what? Everybody's still gonna be upset about it. So at least they get showcased on TV. That
These
and
backstage segments are
Rampage
horrible.
is on is at 5:30 this week because of the NBA playoffs. So
That
obviously
I can't watch because my fucking team lost and got swept. Stop sending me freaking broom emojis.
keep sending them.
No.
At least you get to watch Rampage.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I could. That's the good thing about it.
Might as well.
Can't complain. But yeah, this was, I thought, a horrible segment. I'm excited for the match. They're gonna put on a good match, but the backstage segments were very lazy booking.
I like that. I like that. Ruby Soho called Britt Baker a bitch. Like that. I guess that just sort of intensified the moment a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't know. But yeah, so DFL football. I love the moment where MJF dropped the mic in front of Cody, and then when he tried picking up, he kicked it away. Yes, that was a very funny moment. That was on the Jericho cruise. But if you have not seen the MJF Try Not to Laugh compilation, definitely recommend you guys to go check that out. I'm sure you have if you are literally watching the live stream.
It has almost 500,000 views.
If you're subscribed to the channel, you've definitely seen the MJF compilation video. Really, I think why we're at where we are right now. But if you have not seen that, recommend you to check that out because it has some of the best MJF shit.
By the way, if you
see find on the internet,
if you see any new MJF funny videos or whatever with like fans or anything like that, tag Donnie in it because he wants to make a second compilation.
We got to give it a few months. We got to let MJF build up that resume there. But now, moving on to another fucking segment. This is literally what this is the only reason why, this show, yes, the matches were great, but it's just fucking segment, interview. I'm losing my fucking mind.
Weren't people a couple months ago complaining that there weren't enough backstage segments, and now
there's too much.
You can't win for losing, man.
Find the balance.
I actually like the backstage stuff. That's some of my favorite stuff.
It's like a seesaw. You need two people with the same weight to be on the freaking seesaw for it to freaking, not go up or down.
Do you remember all the backstage segments that we got back in the Attitude Era, dude?
Yes, but those were good. It wasn't just lazy booking building up something for freaking Rampage.
AEW needs a hardcore title or whatever. We need to see more backstage brawls and stuff like that.
Yes.
Could you imagine them fighting at an airport? Could you imagine them fighting at an airport?
Man, that's what I'm sick of is the whole Shivani backstage thing. It's so lazy. They could do better stuff. It's just lazy, I think. They're just trying to fill the time, which is not good because that's something WWE does a lot that, we both criticize a lot. But moving on to another fucking segment.
I feel like
Adam Hangman Page in-ring segment. What was your thoughts on it?
I was gonna answer this question real quick. I feel like one rivalry everyone kind of sleeps on was the Jon Moxley versus the Inner Circle rivalry.
Yes, I agree.
Jon Moxley's a beast.
That was a good storyline.
What was your question?
What was your thoughts on the Adam Page in-ring segment?
We went over a little bit at the beginning. I actually really enjoyed it. It intensifies the moment. I love how last week Page wasn't there or whatever because of COVID, obviously. So it was up to Punk or whatever to get, a little bit of excitement, from the crowd or whatever for this championship match at Double or Nothing. And Punk wasn't there this week for whatever reason. And
he's filming a show, I believe.
Yeah, he was on Mayans, man, which was a sequel or a prequel to Sons of Anarchy. He tweeted it out the other day. But anyway, so I love how, it was this week. It was Page's turn to really, get the crowd invested into this match.
Yes,
and I feel like, the intensity in his voice, because like I said, I don't know everything that Adam Page has done. I've known, from the time he came to AEW. When I started watching or whatever, his feud or whatever with Kenny Omega and then him finally winning the title. But I can't remember a time to where I actually heard him, this angry and this upset or whatever. Is it possibly him turning heel or is it just, him getting pissed off at the situation? I don't know.
Yeah, so with the Hangman page, don't get me wrong, I was very happy the way that they did this. Like CM Punk, got to say what he had to say last week. Now it's Adam Page's turn. But here's the thing. I like the shots that he took at the fan. I, liked a little bit of that heel, a lot of that anger in him. I did like that, but here's the problem with the title reign after you won the title. It was very stale. It was very blah. And just like, yes, he put on great matches, but there was no good stories behind anything that he did. But now with the CM Punk thing, like they are going in the right direction. But for me, a title reign, it has to be good in the beginning for me to be fully invested during the whole title run.
Yeah. But I feel like...
And I think that's the reason why I was so invested as a kid in John Cena winning the WWE Championship. Because he won it at WrestleMania against JBL. That was a big feel moment. And then John Cena goes on to have this insane title run, great rivalries, and I was invested. Just like Kenny Omega when he won the championship against Moxley, I was invested. And then, he continued to build that momentum and lost it at the right time.
I mean, if there's anybody that's good at storytelling outside of MJF and, pretty much the obvious in AEW, it's CM Punk. You know,
hands down.
I can't wait. Maybe next week, maybe the week before Double or Nothing or whatever. Maybe we get an in-ring segment between them two, and we can really hear how they are both feeling about the situation. I cannot wait for that to happen.
I cannot wait either. But who do you want to win the championship? Do you think it's too soon for Punk?
No, I don't, because I feel like even if he lost, I feel like him losing and this being Punk's first title win in 7 years, I feel like, even though technically a lot of people will say it won't, I feel like it'll propel Adam Page as well. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it needs to be a squash match. I mean, I feel like they're gonna have a very intense match. But at the end of the day, I do think Punk needs to do the GTS, and he needs to win the title.
Buckshot Lariat reverse GTS 1, 2, 3. And then what they need to do is they need to have Omega there, even though he's not, clear to return. And let's, tease the fuck out of Punk versus Omega. And that is your main event for All Out.
Yep.
That right there, that's worth the money by itself.
But now that I'm thinking about it, would it make more sense for Page to win and then him have one more shot, or have Adam Cole have one more shot? Because Adam Page and Cole have a lot of history together.
Unfortunately for Cole, his title run has just been... Unfortunately for that, like, he's already had 2 title chances. So, like, you can't really do that until Adam Cole, gets more wins and stuff. I think what needs to happen now is when Omega comes back, Adam Cole can sneak in there, and they have to create tension with the Undisputed Elite. And I think that's where eventually Hangman and Young Bucks become best friends again. And you know what I mean? Like, they could probably be a really cool trios tag team because they did it before in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that's true.
They have the history. And the Young Bucks are slowly turning face. Very slow.
You can definitely tell. If they were like, the full-on heel Young Bucks, they would have attacked the Hardys. You know what I mean?
Yes. And they would be wearing like their nice sparkly shoes with thumbtacks on them. But backstage segment again. Yay!
Yay!
Jay Lethal cuts a promo on a New Japan guy.
Yeah, Jay Lethal, he's going to be facing this dude on Rampage on Friday. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, this is going to be a really cool match.
That big guy, man, he's not doing it for me, man.
I figured that. When I watch it, that's all I think about is your opinion on the guy.
He's just not doing it for me, I don't know.
Yeah. I think they definitely, one of these days maybe we'll get him versus Shaq because they're both NBA players.
That would be interesting.
I don't know. He needs more training, I feel like.
Him versus Omos.
Yeah, the Battle of the Green Giants. Let's go. So now with Jay Lethal's promo, one thing I will say I really liked was before this promo, they showed a highlight reel of this kid. I really liked how they did that. They showed clips from his matches on Dark that he's put on, which I actually watched. Very underrated as well. And I
Yep.
think that this is a great way, because that's the thing. The only way this whole New Japan AEW Forbidden Door thing's going to work, you have to show us video packages, because that's how we're going to look at the guy and be like, oh, wow, this kid's awesome. I
Yep.
want to see that now, because that's what this literally did for me.
Yeah, because I mean,
Little
New
things like
Japan,
that make a huge difference.
for wrestling fans that are like really big into the sport or whatever, everybody knows what New Japan is. But just like somebody that, you know, he watches Dynamite, he watches WWE like when it's on TV or whatever, you know what I mean? They're not gonna know what New Japan Pro Wrestling is. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I didn't really learn too much about New Japan until a couple of years ago or whatever myself, whatever. So, I do like the fact that this whole Forbidden Door situation or whatever, it's gonna be able to shed light on the New Japan guys, get them more
Yes.
exposure. I like it.
I like it as well, and I really want them to continue doing video
But
packages
also,
for these guys.
it'll allow AEW to get in the Japan market. Maybe they could, you know, not a lot or whatever, but maybe they could hold special events over in
I would love
Japan.
to see an AEW show in that Tokyo Dome.
I mean, this is pretty much opening the door for that to possibly be
The
a happen.
Forbidden Door.
And apparently, this Forbidden Door pay-per-view is going to be like an annual thing. It's not just going to be like a one-show event. I'm looking forward to it, man.
The Forbidden Door. Imagination. Fantasy booking.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a couple years since WWE went over to Japan. I don't even know if they're still in that kind of market or not. So
Yeah.
if AEW could get over there, that'd be huge.
All right. The next thing now, we have a match. Santana versus Jericho.
Oh my god, man. I like
Meh.
this. You didn't like it?
Meh. Good storytelling, but meh.
Good storytelling. There was a somebody in my chat tonight when we were watching the show. They saw the cameraman or whatever that was all dressed in black. He had like a face mask or whatever. She thought that was gonna be Eddie Kingston, and I was like, probably not. Doesn't have the same build. Eddie Kingston. I mean, he's not fat, but he's also not skinny and muscular. You know what I mean? So you
He's
can
built
kind of,
like us.
yeah. Well, he's in better shape than both of us.
Well, yeah, obviously he can run laps on us.
But I actually did not mind this match. I like the direction that the story is going. And I feel like with JAS, you know, teaming up and beating the hell out of Ortiz and Santana, it's going to intensify the story even more for when Kingston does come back. Now, with Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz being outnumbered, so to speak, is there anybody that you would see joining forces with them? Somebody that, you know, had history with Jericho, and Jericho sort of, you know, turned on or, you know, did some shady shit too.
Yeah, you know what I could see? Maybe Homicide Hernandez, maybe for like an appearance. Because
I
they have
could
the
see that.
history with Santana, Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, the LAX, they were huge back in Impact.
Just a one-off, maybe. I feel like that wouldn't be too bad.
I could see that happening. Hernandez, Santana, and Ortiz, they were big in LAX back in like the TNA Impact days, back in the like, you know, mid 2000s. So I could definitely see that being a possibility.
Yeah, definitely, because they definitely need more numbers.
Yeah, they can't keep getting outnumbered because
that's like what I'm waiting for, because it's getting kind of repetitive now. I get they're trying to do long-term booking. They're trying to wait probably until Double or Nothing for this. But like it is getting a little bit repetitive now.
And it wouldn't necessarily be realistic if
don't get me wrong, like what they did last week was amazing. But from this week to last week, it kind of went a little bit down.
It wouldn't make sense if you had Santana, Ortiz, and Kingston outnumber and beat up the JS when they have like two more members than they do. You know, it wouldn't be realistic, and I think it'll throw people out of the whole story that they're trying to tell. So I definitely think they need at least one or two more members or whatever to even the odds. That would be one hellacious match or whatever. Some kind of like elimination type match or whatever.
Yeah, so now the next thing, another backstage promo, Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe, man, I'm always interested to hear what he has to say.
Oh, obviously. He did good.
Samoa Joe, man, he's got that fire back in him. I feel like it sort of died when he was in WWE, and then when he got put on NXT as a trainer, and all this stuff, whatever. But you can definitely tell he's starting to fall back in love with wrestling.
Yes. That's what I'm very excited about, and I'm really curious to know who the Joker is going to be against Samoa Joe. I'm very curious.
It could be Bray Wyatt. It could be Johnny Gargano. It could be anybody.
What if it is Johnny? That would be insane.
I mean,
that match.
Free agents. Maybe it's. I mean, I highly doubt it. But what if Roderick Strong? I mean, anything is a possibility.
Cesaro.
I mean, bro, we're gonna have to make a full video on who we think it's gonna be, and we're gonna have to we're gonna have to write all these names down, and then we're gonna have to dictate as to why it would be a possibility. Like, what have they done in the past? Whatever.
So while we do that, Ben can speak with Zeke. Jay's better than Jimmy.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now moving on to another segment here. We had the Acclaimed and the Gun Club, and then the Gun Club got them scissors, and they're all scissoring each other.
Bro.
What were your thoughts on that? Because I actually thought the segment was pretty fun.
I thought it was fun, useless, and funny all at the same time. You saw Max or whatever. He was like, trying to scissor everybody with the actual scissors, and they were like, whoa, you better back the fuck up.
Reminded me of a 24/7 title segment.
Yeah,
but it was better, of course.
I feel like this is just their way of getting the Acclaimed in the Gun Club on TV. Obviously the show was packed. They couldn't, fit in another match if they tried.
But I like it. They're building their personalities, and that's a good thing.
Exactly. I would like to see Anthony Bowens at a Blitzkrieg show with Max Caster, man.
Oh my God! Please, Jeremy, book it. Please make it happen.
I'm gonna ask Max on Saturday. Because I'm gonna wear my We Are Wrestling T-shirt. I'm gonna go up to him, whether you're with me or not. I'm gonna be like, "What's going on, man? I'm part of We Are Wrestling. We're sponsoring your match tonight." Just see what he says. I don't know.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy. I've talked to him a lot. He's very nice.
It's gonna be lit. I'm gonna ask him why Anthony Bowens doesn't come with him.
Yeah, I asked him that like a while ago, and he said that Bowens is was doing modeling or something like that around the time, but who knows. But yeah, so I thought the segment was pretty awesome, better than friggin' most of the fucking segments we got on this show, in my opinion.
Yeah,
nice, short and sweet. You got these two young tag teams. They're getting to show their personalities. I liked it. But moving on now to another fucking segment. But this one was actually my favorite thing of the night. Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison, the Varsity Blondes, they call out the House of Black.
Yeah, man. Talk about fucking intensity.
Wait, can we agree on one thing, please? I really don't want to debate about this. I'm begging you. Please tell me you agree with me on this.
What?
They need Brian Pillman Jr. to go on his own. Julia Hart needs to join House of Black, and Griff Garrison needs to get the fuck out.
Bro, I literally just said this on my fucking watch along.
No! I said that in my reaction!
I said Griff Garrison needs to go to MLW or something like that.
Yes, for real. I'm tired of this Varsity Blonde thing. I feel so bad for Pillman, man. This promo was great that he cut. It was great, but it's come on, Pillman, get away from this motherfucker named Griff Garrison.
Yeah, exactly.
A taller version of Jungle Boy, literally. Except not as good as him in the ring.
Pretty much. I really like this segment, man. And it's only a matter of time before Julia Hart is finally with the dark side.
I love it. I love every second of it. Even her eye, it went from being just the eye patch to now getting more and more dark. I love it. And the thing I think I love about this the most, long-term booking. because
A
that's
lot
what
of people
they've
are
been doing with this.
a lot of people are upset that she didn't fucking join him tonight. I was
Not
at
me.
first I was like, I don't know if she's gonna turn. And then when Buddy Matthews brought her over and handed her the chair and she like lifted up, I was like, oh shit, are we about to see this right now?
For real, but that's the thing I really liked about it. She really got me. And that's the thing. I really think, long term, this is a great thing. They're slowly building it. I hope they maybe do something similar to like, Ministry of Darkness, how they kidnapped Stephanie. They could do that, I think, with Julia Hart, and they definitely should corrupt her and she should join the group. That would be insane.
It needs to happen, man. Maybe it happens at Double or Nothing. Maybe it happens before then. It needs to happen, man.
Get rid of the pom-poms.
Could you imagine what she wears like a fucking, she's dressed like a schoolgirl porn star right now. Could you imagine what she's gonna look like when she's with them?
Badass.
She's gonna look like a fucking Harley Quinn wannabe. I want one of their vests, man.
Dude, Buddy Murphy's is fresh.
When they were coming down the ramp together, Buddy, Brody, and Malachi.
I remember.
Bro, oh my god, dude, they look fucking amazing.
I remember when you said to me on the talk show, you said, it can't work with Buddy Matthews. He's not dark enough.
Well, he wasn't. I mean, being on WWE, like he was fucking this Irish dude with fucking red ass hair. Like, I feel like, yes, I was wrong. But I feel like I was wrong.
We're wrongs at times.
I feel like I was wrong for the right reason because at that time, the only booking that I saw was in WWE. And let's face it, they're not, that intensified of a company anyway.
Yeah, very true. I agree with you on that one. But yeah, in my opinion, with the whole thing, that was great. That was beautiful execution. And then, Death Triangle, who's already feuding with them now, comes to the rescue. I think that was great because they took out Varsity Blondes. It made sense. The whole thing made sense.
You know what? I kind of want to ask you this, all right? Because it does go, with the whole overall story that they're trying to tell. If or when Julia Hart, because we already know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. When Julia Hart finally does join the House of Black. If they're still feuding with Death Triangle, they're going to have a female too. Who would you see joining them?
Damn, it'd be kind of cool. There was this female luchador wrestler that I met. I can't really pronounce her name, but I feel like she would be a really cool addition to the group. Or a female luchador.
I mean, what happened?
I don't know. Your camera shut off. You got to turn your camera back on, bud. What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, motherfucker.
Come on, man. This is only my second live. And I'm more prepared than you are. Shit.
I know.
There we go. Hold up. Nope. I still don't see you. I still see an avatar. I think you broke the camera.
I think I did, man.
Wait, let me see if there's something I can do, maybe. Hold on. Nah, it only allows me. I can't. Oh, boy. Yeah, now he muted himself, so hold on. I'm gonna... There we go. Until Danny, guys, figures this out, I'll be on here for the time being. Hold on. I'm gonna see if he's good now. Nope, he's still struggling. Okay. So while he gets that situated, I will just say this. I really love the long-term booking here of the whole Varsity Blonde thing. I really hope that they eventually disband and Pillman goes on his own. There we go. There's Daniel. Hold on. There we go. That's better. Are you there?
Yeah, man, I accidentally kicked my webcam wire, and it's a cheap webcam from Walmart. But you know what? It fucking works, man.
Hey, if it ain't
you're gonna have technical difficulties, man.
Botches. It happens on WWE when fans try to attack the wrestlers.
Yeah, like that guy that attacked Seth Rollins. Okay, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize.
one of my favorite times that a fan interrupted was, remember when Batista was backstage and a little fan comes in?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, Batista
That
was
was
just
funny.
warming up, doing his thing, and then he just, saw the kid run.
Yeah, that was funny.
I love how
But
I'm on this side now and you're on that side, man. It's
yeah,
almost
we
like the
switched it up.
Matrix. It's like the
Yeah,
Matrix.
yes, sir. So now another backstage fucking segment. They don't stop on Dynamite this week.
They don't stop.
Jade Cargill promo backstage. We had Smart Mark Sterling. We had Jade Cargill in the baddie section.
I'll let you take over this because I was
Oh,
not
I
paying
will.
it. I was not paying attention to what was being said. So
Let me just say this. Smart Mark Sterling is such a gem to the wrestling business. Like, I love the pairing of him and Tony Nese. I watched
Bro.
him on Dark and Elevation. I love the pairing of Smart Mark with Jade Cargill in the baddie section. He just reminds me of a young $1 million man. I fucking love it.
Bro,
Smart Mark's a goat.
you know what I just thought of?
What?
And this is gonna trip you out. It's gonna trip everybody else out that's gonna be watching this. Stokely Hathaway, man. What if Smart Mark goes with MJF? Stokely Hathaway goes with Jay Cargill. He would be able to. He would, regardless. He's a fucking killer mouthpiece.
Oh, he is. But I don't know, man. With Smart Mark, like, so far, I'm liking everything he's done.
And
But
then
I will say
Tony Nese
I
can team
love,
up with MJF and
but
be
one
part
thing
of
I
his
will
group.
say, I love Red Velvet and Kira Hogan being paired up with Jade Cargill. I fucking love it. Because Kira Hogan is so good in the ring. She hasn't really got the right opportunities yet. And Red Velvet,
Yep.
she's proved herself. Just, not the best with the gimmick, but now this whole baddie thing, it gives her that personality and gimmick. And they're making it work so far. And I like it because they're now, like, pretty much helping her keep that championship, which is great because I think one thing they have not fumbled yet is that TBS championship with her title run, because what they have done with Jade Cargill from start to finish has been great. She's been getting better and better. I don't even know why people hate on freaking Jade Cargill. I fucking absolutely love the way they booked her, and I love her. I love her. She's great.
I will say at first, like, especially around the time she first won the TBS title, I was like, man, she's green or whatever. I'm gonna give her a chance. I'm gonna see how she progresses. She's definitely surprising, man. You can definitely tell she's putting in the work, and you can definitely tell she loves this business. Like, you know
Yes.
how you can sort of tell if people are in this business for the right reasons. You know what I mean? You can definitely tell she's in it for the right reason.
Hands down.
Definitely.
I absolutely agree with that. So now, moving on now to a great match here. I think easily match of the night. Ray Phoenix versus Dante Martin.
It's gonna be a spot monkey. Isn't that what Matt Hardy says? Spot
Yes.
monkey.
A spot monkey.
Bro, I'm surprised they were on their feet as much as they were in this fucking match, man. It was a fucking. There's so many spots that were in this match, man. I can't even name them all. This match was fucking.
There's too many.
Probably
There's like a tornado.
Probably hands down. Slap a tornado. Definitely match of the night for me.
I loved it. All the spots that they did was incredible. Dante Martin just keeps shining.
What if they were on the top rope? Ray Phoenix and Dante, man. They did a backflip. They both land on their feet.
Oh my god, I lost my shit when that happened.
Bro, this match was fucking nuts. I knew it was gonna be. You know what I mean? It's just, you sort of see these pairings or whatever, and you know what the outcome's gonna be. I was like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, this one I thought could go both ways because Dante Martin's partner is out injured. So, like, maybe they wanted to get young Dante. They've been pushing him a little bit. They could have done that because Ray Phoenix has the feud with House of Black. They could have done that. But, yeah, I thought overall it was a great friggin' match. I loved every second of it.
I am kind of curious to see what's going on with Darius, his brother, because apparently he's going to be out for a couple of months or whatever. He just literally came back from injury not that long ago. But apparently this injury is not wrestling related. So what the fuck is he doing, man? Jumping off his fucking house on, when he's bored?
I hope that Well, at least Darby, if he jumps off the thing, he's able to get up and go to work the next day.
Like, seriously, Darius said that he's out with an injury, but it's not wrestling related. So what the fuck is he doing?
Maybe he smacked his hand on the microwave or something.
Like, I don't know, man, but Tony Khan can't be paying this guy if he's gonna be out, if he's gonna show up for 2 months or whatever, and then be out for fucking 8-9 months at a time, whatever. It's like
It's not good, man.
you gotta figure out what's gonna happen.
And what doesn't help in this situation is that he's supposed to be a tag team with Dante, and literally Dante is taking top flight when it comes to this like opportunity, man.
Exactly.
Because it's literally like the same situation with Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
Jey is better than fucking Jimmy. Dante is better than Darius. I'm sorry.
That's because Darius has been out fucking majority of the time.
And Dante is just getting better and better.
It just makes no sense. I mean, Tony Khan has to definitely do something, man, because
No, speaking of Tony Khan, there's something that he does have to do real quick, and I want to point this out there. And I think I'm gonna be talking about this guy a lot, probably on the We Are Wrestling Talk Show, a lot, because I'm getting very anxious and I'm getting very impatient. When the hell will Kip Sabian make his debut with the new character that he has? Because have you been seeing him in the crowd with the box over the head?
Mm-hmm.
I really am very curious to see what they're gonna do with him because
I didn't know that was Kip Sabian.
Yeah, man, that's Kip Sabian, man, and like he's been like going to like Dark, Elevation, Dynamite, Rampage, everywhere. He's been just sitting in the crowd. He's got the black eyeliner, and like, man, like if you watch this promo, I believe it's on his YouTube page. It's really freaking cool, and I really want to see like Kip make his debut again.
I think Kip Sabian. I think I follow him on Twitch because he like streams video games and stuff on Twitch.
Dude, this character, man, is really freaking good.
I don't know what they're gonna do with it, man. I didn't even like. I've seen him. I thought it was just like how certain times they have these fans or whatever, and these fans somehow manage to go to every single event. Like the Brock Lesnar guy on Instagram, or any of these other fans.
Guy, Rick the sign guy.
Like you see, that's what I thought this was. I didn't know it was like an actual performer. So that's good to know. I'm definitely gonna have to look into this.
He has some pretty cool pictures on his Instagram page of the character. You'd be pretty impressed. I think this character can definitely get over if it gets the right opportunity. Like when CM Punk was cutting that promo, he was literally sitting there, and I was low-key kind of hoping that he was going to jump the guardrail and friggin' like attack Punk or something. Yeah. But like, I just want something to happen with him. But now, moving back into
this dude is jacked as fuck.
Who? Kip? Yeah, man. And if you notice, too, the picture, it's got like the X's on the eyes and stuff.
Yep.
It's kind of like a hacker type gimmick, I think.
Except for this.
Well, there's one picture of him holding like the box. That's the one you got to see. It's a pretty cool picture. It's like a promo picture, I think. Let me know if you've seen it.
I see black and white pictures of him like on a telephone.
It should be there.
This one?
Nope, not that one. Keep scrolling up a little bit. I think it's like greenish purple.
Greenish purple.
Let me see. I can probably pop it up on here real quick for you. I got you. Yeah, here's one picture right there. There you go. Hold up.
Oh.
Like these pictures came out sick. Hold on. Let me get one more. That black and white one right there.
Yeah, I just saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm really hoping to see a debut with him pretty soon because it's been like he's been doing this actually for like the last, I want to say like 7 months now. He's been doing this for a pretty long time. It's crazy.
But, I'm interested in seeing what happens.
Yeah, that's like what I'm waiting for, but it's like nothing so far. just like he's just sitting there, which kind of sucks. But now the next thing, obviously, they announced the men's tournament for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament.
At least he made it to the venue, unlike Veer Mahan.
Damn.
Burn, motherfucker, burn, motherfucker, burn.
So with this tournament, they announced the tournament. We have Ray Phoenix versus Kyle O'Reilly in round 1. Samoa Joe versus the Joker, which will be a mystery opponent.
Yeah, we're going to have to make a video on that.
Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin next week. And then we have Adam Cole and Dax Hardwood.
Yeah, man.
Overall, yes, we're going to have to make a whole video on this whole tournament, man, because there's a lot to unfold in it. And it would be kind of cool making our own little brackets like a lot of people do with college basketball and stuff.
Bro.
That'd be kind of cool, I think.
The card for next week is fucking stacked, man.
Yeah, we don't deserve it.
I can't wait to talk about that, but
yeah, I can't wait too.
What's the next segment?
The next segment now, we have another fucking promo. We probably would be done with this by now if there wasn't so many fucking promos. Nope, not yet.
Oh.
Unfortunately. Thunder Rosa promo. What was your thoughts?
I like it because it's setting up the match between her and Serena. There's just something off about her promos, though. They don't sound authentic.
Here's the thing with me. I absolutely loved this promo with Thunder Rosa. She's making that championship very prestigious. I also really like how she's giving a backstory to this because in the promo, which I have in my wonderful notes here, my handy dandy notebook, that just overall it's great storytelling. And then her backstory about it was she drove literally 8 hours to see Serena Deeb wrestle. So I love how there's a backstory to it. She's very passionate about going against Serena Deeb. And then just in general, I love the Serena Deeb push because she's such an incredible talent, such a great vet to this business, and she's finally actually getting an opportunity. And I think that these two are going to really fucking put on a great match at Double or Nothing.
Don't get me wrong. I love the backstory, but it just feels like the promo that she cut, it just didn't sound authentic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I can see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah,
I'm liking the Thunder Rosa title run so far. I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it too. But are we gonna finally see Serena Deeb dethrone Thunder, or do you think she's gonna carry on with the title?
I think Thunder Rosa continues with the title. I think this will not be the last time that these two meet in the ring.
Yeah.
But I definitely think Thunder Rosa, her title run's not done just yet.
I'm looking forward to seeing what else she does, man, because I feel like it's gonna get very intense very quickly.
Yes, the story so far, I'm invested in it.
Like I said, I like Thunder. I feel like she does need work on her promos a little bit. She just I can't pinpoint it. It just doesn't sound authentic. Like when Hangman Page or whatever, CM Punk, when they cut promos, MJF, you can hear the authenticity. I just, for whatever reason, when it comes to Thunder Rosa, I don't hear that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
No, I get where you're coming from. But now the next thing, our last promo here of the night. Hallelujah. Johnny Hungy cuts a promo for his upcoming match against CM Punk.
He reminds me so much of you, dude. And I said this in my watch along
because
at the end he was like, "Let's freaking go!"
That's me.
It reminded me of you, dude. It reminded me of you.
Yeah, he's actually finally. I might actually be getting the opportunity to meet Johnny Hungy pretty soon. Which I'm excited. So there's this wrestling event coming up, I believe in Norwich, Connecticut. But for me, I don't know. I feel like just going there, just meeting some of the wrestlers that they have there, because they have Davey Richards, Marco Stunt, some nice underrated guys, and then they just announced Johnny Hungy, and I've been wanting to meet him for a while because I watched him so much in Blitzkrieg Pro. So I really want to get my figure signed from him, and actually get to talk to the guy, because I used to see him all the time at Blitzkrieg.
I told you, Marco Stunt, man. Even if he's not in AEW, I told you he was gonna still be able to make a living and do something.
Oh yeah.
it's only a matter of time before we start seeing him, in Northeast Wrestling and maybe Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, I
There's
would
a
definitely love to see Blitzkrieg. He would fit perfect.
Marco Stunt versus CPA, dude.
Book it, Jeremy.
We're gonna have to tell Jeremy, everybody, that we want to see at Blitzkrieg.
Yes, but do not say the big one, because
Well,
we do not need any other promoters taking advantage of that opportunity there.
what?
About the match that friggin' we really want to see happen. Come on, you know who it is. CPA versus you know who. We cannot share that information on here.
You're gonna have to message me because I can't remember.
Here, I got you right now. But do not spoil this at all. Do not spoil this at all. We cannot do that to our buddy Jerry.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Word. So now, I thought this was a good promo. I wish that we would get more Johnny Hungy on TV, because he is honestly the most entertaining guy in Dark Order.
Like I said, man, he reminds me so much of fucking you, dude. If you shaved your head, got fucking 30 pounds of muscle, fucking grew your beard out
Johnny
a little bit.
Hungy!
Let's freaking go!
I love Johnny Hungy. He's great.
But I didn't mind the promo. It was simple, subtle, and right to the point, if you ask me.
Exactly. And I think the reason why I liked it a lot is because we never get to see him on TV, and it's great to see him on TV.
I'm telling you, man.
He's so entertaining. Watch Being the Elite. He's so entertaining. He has something about him that's so special.
I spent last night watching a bunch of Sammy Guevara vlogs.
Yeah, his vlogs are actually really fun. They're cool.
But I think we talked about this before, whether it was on a video or anything like that. I feel like Dark Order, man, they need to keep some of the bigger members, Evil Uno, John Silver, a lot of the guys that they don't use, they need to get rid of. They need to break up Dark Order.
Well,
Stu
Grayson actually he's did not renew his contract.
Yeah, because he didn't like the deal that Tony Khan offered him. But I heard that
I was kind of happy though about that.
Yeah, but I heard Stu Grayson and Tony Khan are still in talks. So there's a possibility that we haven't seen the last of him in AEW. They just need to come to an agreement. And as far as I know, they're still in talks, even though he's, his contract ran up. So
yeah, so I don't know. With me, with Dark Order, get rid of some of the guys like Colt Cabana, because I would like to see him do some Ring of Honor stuff.
I want to see Colt Cabana fucking have a feud with CM Punk, dude. They had that whole fucking lawsuit situation and all that intense stuff or whatever. We need to see CM Punk versus Colt Cabana.
Yeah, and also more credibility towards him is going away the more that he's in the backseat with Dark Order. I think, one person I think that, should be the leader of this Dark Order, because I think they should continue the Dark Order, but they just need to add some people in there. And I think Kip Sabian would probably be the perfect leader because of that crypto stuff, or with those
either that, or I still go back to my original opinion and bring in Bray Wyatt as sort of like a tribute to Brody Lee, if you can make it make sense.
I don't think Bray Wyatt's going to AEW.
They
don't got the money for that.
He wants big money apparently, and
I think if Bray Wyatt's going to come back to wrestling, unfortunately, it's going to be WWE because of Undertaker praising him. Because if Undertaker says something like that, then Vince is going to listen to Undertaker.
Undertaker also said that Omos was this generation's Andre the Giant. So what does that fucking tell you?
Well, you see here, they are pushing Omos because of him.
I don't fucking know, man.
Well, Ben loves him. That's probably why. I heard you loved it too.
Loved what?
You loved Omos on Raw. I watched your guys' stream. I love what's going on with Omos and MVP.
I like them as a team because I feel like MVP will be able to, if MVP cannot get this guy over, nothing can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I liked the backstage segment because I liked when Omos went like this and he was like, "Go" to Cedric Alexander. I thought that was pretty funny. But outside of that, like this whole Omos thing is not my cup of tea, if to put it lightly.
It's not, but I don't know. I really think Kip Sabian, that would be a really good leader for the group with this new dark character he has. I think that there's something mysterious and interesting to it that I think could really work.
It could. Will it? Who knows?
I think it would just be something
I have
interesting.
Tony Khan hasn't really necessarily let me down in a lot of like his booking decisions. So I don't want to really go into the business of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to go in the business of being like, oh, Tony Khan, I don't really trust him in his decision making.
Well, I trust Tony.
Oh, I do too. But I feel like if Kip Sabian were to take over or be a leader of the Dark Order, he would have to be implemented in some kind of storyline. And if that's going to happen soon, the storyline needs to happen soon in order for it to make sense. You can't just,
What if
just
he
automatic.
what if he attacks Shani Hungy?
That wouldn't necessarily put him in the Dark Order unless they're going to kick John Silver out.
Yeah.
But I just don't want it to be like a thrown together. Like 1 week he's in the crowd, and then the following week, you see him in the backstage segment
no,
with Dark
I don't
Order.
want that.
So that's
I just
what I'm
want there to
saying.
be a build.
It has to be. There has to be a build that has to make sense, and for people to really get invested. We have to remember this is not WWE. This is AEW.
Yeah, so I say we get into this main event because I got to get to work tomorrow. I got to get up at 6, but our main event was for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. We had the temporary champ, friggin' Mercedes Martinez, versus the current Ring of Honor World Champion Deonna Purrazzo.
Deonna Purrazzo, man, very
Virtuosa.
prevalent in Impact. But like I said, I don't watch Impact or whatever, so this is my first time seeing her. She was good. It was a very good back and forth. They were at certain points it was slow. They, certain parts they were beating the hell out of each other or whatever. I loved the submission that Mercedes Martinez put on Deonna Purrazzo. Very uncomfortable. And I said it in my watch along that I was like, I would, if that were me, I'd be tapping like a drunk man. So I don't blame Deonna for tapping out and obviously losing the match to Mercedes Martinez. But the match was good, and it didn't necessarily make Deonna look weak. It didn't make her look like a loser. It was a really, really good match, and
Match.
for a woman's main event, like it was good. Not necessarily better than Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker in the cage match, but for a one-on-one solid championship match, it was good. I had a fun time with it.
Yeah, and man, with Deonna, she has gotten so fucking good in the ring. The Virtuosa character I really like. It's very technical, wrestling 101, and
Yep.
like she's very clean in the ring with her work. Love the submissions, love the grappling that she does. It's very different, and I think
Yep.
that's like I really like about her because what I'll do is through times, I will go on Impact Wrestling's YouTube page and like in particularly like I'll watch her stuff because of how talented she is. Because she's
Yep.
really putting on like really good matches and stuff, even like outside of Impact.
Do you think this is the last time? Do you think this was like the only time or whatever? Because at the bottom of the screen, everybody said this is her AEW debut. So do you think she's going to continue to do stuff with AEW, or do you think this was just a one-off?
I think this is a one-off because she was the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, so like they had to get the title off of her. Impact and AEW aren't really working together fully right now. I think Impact's just trying to continue to focus on them. And I feel like personally what's going to happen when her contract expires, because I did listen to her interview with Chris Van Vliet, and like the reason why she went with Impact over AEW when she left WWE was for the experience factor. She really felt like when Impact, she would get more of the opportunity to really mold her character and show what she can do. And I think she's done that with Impact. She's the top friggin' female wrestler on their roster. She's put on classics with Mickie James and Kylie Ray and stuff. And I feel like, with her contract, if it ends with Impact, she's got to go to AEW because she easily could become a world champion.
I could definitely see that. And like going to Impact for the experience, I could definitely see that because Lance Storm works there behind the scenes as a producer. So, I mean, you're not going to get any more experience in fucking Lance Storm. I mean, the dude is like huge when it comes to like, how many stars that are major players in the game today that have come from his wrestling school and stuff like that. Like the dude is just a book of knowledge, you know what I mean? So I can definitely see where she's coming from.
She's very talented though, because with NXT, she pitched this character so many times and it always got turned down. She never really got the right opportunities. So when she left WWE, that was her number one goal. She really wanted to show what she can do, and she went beyond the expectations of a lot of people. And she has definitely solidified herself as one of the best female wrestlers, I think, in the business right now.
It was, like I said, man, it was a good match. Mercedes Martinez as well as Deonna did their thing. They really showcased what they can do. And I do honestly feel like the right person won, especially if, Deonna, she wanted to do Impact, whatever.
She's still under contract with Impact, so it only does make sense to give Mercedes the championship.
That doesn't necessarily mean she'll never, go to AEW or go to Ring of Honor or whatever and possibly get the title back at some point. There's always that possibility. Once her contract ends, who knows what direction she's going to go.
All I know is she's going to be getting a lot of money because she has been absolutely killing it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And one person that's very underrated too in Impact that I pay attention to lately is actually her boyfriend, her fiance. He used to be in WWE as a part of the Forgotten Sons. He has a new character now, Steve Mack. I think his name is Steve Cutler in WWE.
I would have to look. If he was on NXT,
he was main roster. He got on main roster for a little bit, but then they had issues with what's his name? TNA Gunner.
Yeah.
Jackson Ryder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, definitely got to look into that. But yeah, overall I thought this Dynamite was all right. Like out of 10, I got to give this one, I think I gave last week like an 8. I got to give this week probably a 6, only because there's way too many backstage segments. But the matches is what gives it that 6-star rating, maybe even 7.
I would give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, it was a solid show, and like I said, not everybody's gonna have the same opinion. I actually did not mind. I like backstage segments, whatever, because it gives you like a different point of view. You know what I mean?
The interviews with Shivani, it's getting old.
Yeah, but technically we only saw
Scissor stuff was fine.
Technically, we only saw 2 interviews, 1 or 2 interviews with Tony Schiavone in the backstage area tonight.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
We had a bunch of backstage segments, but not every one of them was with Tony Schiavone.
Ricky Starks backstage, Tony Schiavone, Swerve and Lee, Tony Schiavone. Also,
the women.
The Britt Baker stuff with Ruby Soho. That was
but
one.
the rest of them weren't.
And the baddies too. So yeah, that's about like 4 to 5 of them, man. And I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I thought you wanted to join the baddie section with them titties.
I am a big fan of Jade Cargill. I'll be a part of the baddie section. Hell yeah.
All you gotta do is shave your head, put on a bra, you'll be good to go.
That's right, but I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube.
Yeah, so we can. Maybe he'll open an OnlyFans at some point.
OnlyFans, that's right, for WWE Network, $9.99. But if you guys let us know what you guys thought about AEW Dynamite. I thought overall it was a solid show. I think next week has the potential of blowing the roof off easily, hands down, especially Darby and Jeff. Hoping that's the main event. But if you guys enjoyed this, live review of AEW Dynamite from start to finish. Make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet, you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers. The best way to support the channel is by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. Links are down in the description below. If you guys are watching the shows and you're looking for a good watch along to watch the shows with, go check out Danny on his YouTube page, Danny H Vlogs. He does wrestling vlogs and he does his watch alongs to Monday Night Raw, NXT, AEW, SmackDown, and Rampage, and also pay-per-views. There's nobody out there grinding as hard as Danny on there, so go check that out.
4 nights a week, man. And I do gotta say, for a lot of people wondering, I did mention this in my watch along, but I'm gonna mention it here, to cover my bases. I will not be doing a watch along to Rampage this week because it starts at 5:30. SmackDown starts at 8. I don't want to, stream for fucking 4 or 5 hours or whatever. I will, however, talk about Rampage during my SmackDown stream, but I will not be doing a watch along to Rampage this week. So I just wanted to clear that up.
Alrighty. And of course, if you guys want to go check out my channels, Best One Network, DBTV, you can go check those out. The links are down in the description below. And on the We Are Wrestling page, we got something really special coming next week, which, we'll drop the teaser within the next couple days. You're definitely going to want to stay tuned for it because we got something really cool in store for you guys. But, of course, to all the We Are Wrestling maniacs out there worldwide, before, I close this off, the We Are Wrestling Talk Show will not be on Friday. It will be on Saturday instead with Danny, and I think Ben will be on there as well with us. And we have a really cool topic that we're going to be talking about with wrestling video games. It's going to be a really cool discussion. But to all the We Are Wrestling maniacs out there worldwide, the thousands of subscribers, we are taking over. Take it easy. Good night.